Hello everyone and welcome back. My name's William and this is Found in Japan. And today we're found in my kitchen. Recently something unfortunate happened at our house, and that's that our rice cooker died. If you move to Japan or you want to start cooking rice using a Japanese rice cooker, I put this video together to give you a little directions on how to install it, how to get it out, and what do the buttons mean. Unfortunately, after giving us years of great service, I think about 10, this is around right after I got married, this Mitsubishi rice cooker has died. Unfortunately, some of the sensors inside have stopped working, and now it won't cook rice anymore. But we ordered a new one, and today we're gonna get that out. So first, let's get it out. Wow. So yeah, a lot of Japanese houses have these cabinets and a pull-out tray. There's even a little symbol right here on it that says, make sure you know how to pull it out, how to be safe, don't stand on it. This little sliding drawer mechanism is to allow you to cook the rice and let the steam evaporate and not get stuck right here. First, what is this called in Japanese? This is called a suihanki, which means rice cooker. Literally, the kanji suihanki means cooking rice vessel. Okay. Back in the day, this used to be a pan. In fact, we've been cooking our rice on the stove and then moving it to here and using the warming function, which still works, whereas the timers and the cooking don't. If you go to some bigger famous restaurants, they might actually have the big cauldron cookers out front and you can see it. Or if you go to a restaurant, they may cook the rice and then put it out on the table for you. Or they will actually cook the rice right there in that vessel. So again, this is called a suihanki. Typically they aren't this red. This was a special one. Interestingly enough, these can be used for not only rice, but for cooking other things like porridges and even cakes. Another reason why we were looking to upgrade is that I actually have 3 children and we have friends over and kids and all that kind of stuff. This makes what's called gogo, up to 5 cups of rice. And sometimes that's not enough. So we're actually got a model that will go up to much larger than that. So let's get this bad boy out. So like I said, we can just pull this guy out, and actually in the back, there is a receptacle. We can unplug it and we'll move it over. So we have to be careful because the steamer section up here actually holds water. That was to, like I said, collect the steam that came off and kind of keep the rice steamed, but it's actually full of water, which makes it heavy. Also, unfortunately, this one doesn't have a handle. So we're gonna put our hands on the side and move this guy. All right, so with this new order, we decided to go with the Panasonic SR M18B white. We're gonna have all new white appliances eventually. I don't know if you can tell, it's quite a bit bigger in this packaging than the last one. So let's get it open. I have my little X-Acto knife here. Remember, always cut away from you. Ooh. This is the warranty manufacturer's insurance. So make sure to keep these. You never know if you have a problem. Japan's really good on replacing stuff. I actually chose Panasonic because Panasonic, also formerly known as National Electric, is actually from Osaka. The headquarters is located here, and I really like products made in Osaka. Also really nice, right here on the top, there's actually directions on how to get everything out of the box safely. It comes with a nice new rice scoop that will actually stand on its own eventually. Here's a little warning, like I said earlier, where it's saying that please, you need to let this set open, and that when you're cooking, please don't cover the top because the steam vent needs to vent. And here is the manual. It is beefy. If you do order something in Japan, it will be all in Japanese, but don't get overwhelmed. As you can see here, there's lots of nice pictures. They go through how to wash the rice, what do all the different buttons mean, how to set the timers, everything like that. So I'll definitely be spending some time with this later to better orient myself. Ooh, they even have some recipes on different types of rice. Nice. At the back, they also have some cleaning instructions. If you don't know about this kind of stuff, you can always go online and there'll be tons of people or guides of how to do it. All right, so we have our power cable here on the side. All right, let me see if I can't get this boy out. Ugh. There we go. Oh, it is heavy. Woo! This one right here was about 4 or 5万yen when we bought it. This one is about the same. I got this on Amazon. I'll have a link to it down below if you're interested in seeing what these mid-range, upper range rice cookers cost. Both of these are IH or induction heating. You can actually buy rice cookers that are gas powered, but you have to have a gas outlet and we don't have one in here. Again, this is the port where the steam will come out, where it said it'll warn you. This will collect a lot of that steam and you'll actually have to clean this from time to time. But if we open it up, wow. Oh, it's got that new rice cooker smell. This is the pressure plate for the top of the pressure cooker. It will not shut usually if this is not in there. Ooh. So if you look, I left the lid out. If I try to shut it, it won't shut. But as soon as I put the pressure plate in, it will shut. Also, if you can tell, this is much more modern. There's a lot less buttons. This is only a touch. It's, done away with these older style. I want to get the rice bowls out so you can just see the difference in the rice. Inside there was also a cup. This is what's called an ichigo. So this is the amount of rice that would be equal to 1 cup. This is 180 milliliters. If you look here, you can actually tell the difference in the size here. If you look right here, you can see that this will cook 5 cups of rice and this one will cook up to 10 cups of rice. So this is what we need. Also, these are reasonably different densities and shape. So I'm really interested to see how this goes. Also, listen to that sound. Oh yeah. This one has a better ring. All right, so let's say goodbye to old Mitsubishi here. You served us well. Otsukarasama desu. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you very much for your service. And we'll move over to Panasonic-kun here. So this is a big boy. So it just has a standard plug, as you can see here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move it over to the shelf and get it plugged in. Let's go. Okay, so first thing, let's get the shelf out because this boy is heavy. Ugh. As you can see, it just barely fits. So if you're trying to cook that with this pushed in, the steam is gonna build up. So you definitely have to cook it out here. Luckily, there's more than enough cable to fit it in the tray. All right, we got it plugged in. Let's check out what its settings are. So right here, you can see that it says white rice, and this says okome. If we push this button, it will actually change it between the different types of rice that you want to cook. For the most part, we use the white rice setting, but they are in there, and most rice cookers have them with a button where you can change this. On the side here, we have some different buttons. This will change the different menus of what type of rice we want to cook. How hard do we want it to be? Do we want it to be high speed? Or okayu, which is like a Japanese rice porridge. On this model, we actually have a button over here called Rireki, and Rireki means history or previous settings. So if you know what you're gonna do, you have it set every time, you can just hit Rireki, and it'll actually have it pre-programmed to what you do every day. Below that is a marker, and this says Hoon, which is a combination of save and temperature, or preserve and temperature. This will show you that the rice is warming and that It'll stay that way for a certain amount of time. This is what we were using with our old rice cooker, where we'd cook it on the stove, we'd move it in the rice cooker, and we'd hit that button and it would keep it warm. So right here we have torikeshi and kiru. This means cancellation or end. This is our end all button. If I go into a menu, I say I want to change this and then change this setting, I can go here and it will cancel. This can be done for almost any setting in any machine, and they often will have at least one of these, if not both. This button says yoyaku, and yoyaku actually means reservation or pre-planned. So this is your timer. If we push this, I can see that I want it to start at 5 a.m. or I can set a second timer for 6 p.m. So you can adjust the time that you'd like it, and then you'd hit the start button. We don't want to do that, so we're going to hit the kesa or the torikesu button. Lastly, we have this, which is suihan. The left side is taku. So when you cook rice, the verb is called taku, which means to cook. So like the name of the device, suihanki, this is suihan or start. If I push it, it'll start. This model will tell me it's taken 42 minutes, it's using this power, and about how long it will take to cook this much rice. Again, if I don't want to actually do this, I can go over to my torikeshi or kiru. And it's canceled. I really like the look of this suihanki because it's really modern looking, it's flush, there's no extra buttons. If you do get one like this, please make sure that the drawer can support the weight, because water and rice can add up, and this guy is not light. And that's it. An easy setup, easy controls. The rice cooker should not be something to be feared. I really hope that this helped you. If you're interested in learning more about cooking and things found in Japan, hit like and subscribe, or put a comment down below on what you would like to learn about things in Japan. Unfortunately, I don't have time today to cook anything in here, but I definitely will be doing that soon. If you'd like to see a video about how to prepare rice, wash rice, and use one of these machines, let me know in the comments below. So hit like and subscribe for more things found in Japan. Mata ne!